All right, another book review. This one's on this guy, the Kindle. One of the very great perks of the too many to count, and we're so lucky of my employer, is that we get a certain amount of free electronic books and Audible books, so a lot of free reading. I prefer building up my library over there of hard copy books. I like hard copy books better, but this is practical. I can get a lot of them. I can go through a lot of them quickly. This is easy to travel with, etc., etc. So I don't have the hard copy here. But the name of the book is Customer Success: How Innovative Companies Are Reducing Churn and Growing Recurring Revenue. Talks about, as some of us are probably familiar with, one of the most dominant business models around is business to business and software as a service. It doesn't have to necessarily be business to business. If you look at Netflix, right, that's one that's huge. But software as a service, subscription-based models, and that shift has placed a heightened focus on customer care as a whole. Ergo, the birth of customer success and the customer success organization. This book helps you understand how their relationship with the customer has shifted with the introduction of how we do business more predominantly, and that is subscription-based and SaaS or cloud-based. What's really cool about this book is it gives you a high level, but it also gives you a lot of very deep down, drilled into tactical takeaways that if you're building a customer success program, or you're refining it, or you just want to get a better understanding for it, this book has it all. So in traditional business and historically, the customer relationship really ends with that first purchase. 90% of that revenue that you ultimately get from that customer would come from that first buy, and then the other 10 coming from like maintenance, renewals, a small ability to upgrade at the end. But with the shift, it's a smaller and lower barrier to entry. You know, there's no hardware. That's the ability of cloud and software as a service being delivered. Our products are very intuitive, whether you're talking about, you know, a lot of SaaS companies out there, right? And successful ones, their products are intuitive, so that's why people use them. And because of that, the cost, the initial upfront investment is low. And that's why it's so important that through the life and the lifetime value of this customer and these partnerships that we hope to capture by delivering value, part of that delivering value and integrating that tight relationship is having a customer success organization to make sure that our customers are successful. A few things and to think about, and overall goals that SaaS companies have: it's reducing customer turnover, it's increasing customer spending, and making customers happier. And what successful companies have found is that you have to ingrain customer success as a philosophy that spreads throughout the entire organization. It's the way that business has gone and is continuing to go, and we see it by way of, you know, chief customer officers. These roles, customer success is always being talked about. Not uncommon. There may be customers out there today, but CEOs that came from the customer success organization, that may be more commonplace down the road. With that, there's 10 laws. I'm checking my phone because we're supposed to be going to a Cubs game. There's a little bit of sprinkle showers right now, though. So there's 10 laws of customer success that it kind of revolves around. I'll just go through a few. Settle the right customer. So the idea of having a profile built of what makes up your most successful customer, and really trying to focus on that. It's maybe a customer that doesn't fit your profile, or we're spending time and energy on a customer that may not find the best success, or may not be right for our product, or we might not be right for them. So focusing on that profile to ultimately just saturate that market and that product fit for those customers can be a worthwhile investment as far as time, resources, etc. The natural tendency to a second law is the natural tendency for customers and partners or vendors is to drift apart. So ergo, introduction of the customer success organization to keep those relationships tightly knit and make sure that it's throughout the life of the contract, whether that's 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, and in ensuring that through different steps of the way, that we're having high touch engagement and we're staying focused with the customers and making them look like rock stars, to see ultimately success with the investment that they've made. But that builds good business and builds good business relationships as a byproduct as well. That goes into the third, which is customers expect you to make them wildly successful. So clients care predominantly less about your solutions, but more about how your solutions will make them succeed. So turn them into rock stars, make them look good, give them a return on investment. It goes a long way. Hey, what's up?
It's pouring rain. Oh, I just ran. Oh my god, it's soaking wet.
Oh no.
Should we go still?
Maybe. Why don't you come home and then we'll evaluate it?
In this rain? You're gonna sit in the pouring rain?
Well, but it's not raining right now. Alright, it's your call though. If you don't even want to risk it or play with it or deal with it, then we don't go.
Okay. I'm standing under an awning. I don't know if I should run or just wait. Everyone's sprinting because it's really raining.
Oh no. Alright, well, see you in a bit then.
Yes.
Make customers wildly successful. Relentlessly monitor and manage customer health. So that also goes into the fact that your contracts could be 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, whatever it is. Those renewal conversations come up super, super quickly. So making sure that you're monitoring and managing that relationship with the customer and how the overall health of the account is doing is crucial. So are they logging in? Are they finding success? Are what your product set out to do and their expectations of the products, are you meeting those goals? How, when they're having issues, heaven forbid, if customer support gets involved or they got tickets that are open, right? Is the response time good? All these types of things that can just monitor what, from a customer standpoint, what is their perceived engagement and relationship with you, not necessarily your products, and allowing them to accomplish what they set out to do, which is still huge, but what is that relationship, that engagement like? So think about how that works for you with, I don't know if Apple is a big part of your day-to-day, or from a brand loyalist standpoint, my wife and I only fly Southwest. How has that attitudinal loyalty been built with those brands, and how can you try and strive to do the same? Monitoring and managing customer health is one way to do that. There's many, many, many others, and it's a fantastic book. I suggest you read it and let me know what you think. All right, see you, bye.